We are on 804 East Broadway in Louisville, Kentucky. We're in our hand tool and assembly shop at Daniel Chaffin Furniture Makers. Matt and I met in 5th grade. We were friends from the get-go for some reason. I don't know exactly why. We've been working on creative projects together for decades now. We ended up in a band together, playing rock. We had a video production music composition company that we built some furniture for, poorly, and Dan got the woodworking bug pretty bad and started doing projects on the side. And he asked me to join him because he knew I had some experience with that. We ended up liking doing that work better than the work we were doing up till then. You know, right then I decided that really the best thing for me to do is to just sort of follow what I love. So we stopped doing the other work. So something really changed. I remember before all of this, I'd built everything. That's what I did when I was little. I just built stuff. I built airplanes, I built towers, I built shelters, I built things. It was very satisfying, sort of deeply satisfying to me. Because we don't have to make things anymore, we've forgotten how important it is to use our hands in a creative capacity. And we've forgotten how important it is to get our hands literally dirty, not just sort of in figurative terms, but literally get them dirty and cuts. I mean, we're in this shop, splinters are a constant thing. They're not something that we really pay much attention to anymore. But we do have a Splinter of the Week program. So whoever gets the biggest splinter of that particular week, we're supposed to buy them lunch. We never do, but it's something to talk about. And and that kind of sort of minor injury to your hands, it reminds you of something. And that is that your hands are incredibly useful things that we tend to take for granted. And when you use them, and when you feel them, and when you feel even a little bit of pain in them, it's incredibly satisfying. Without that, I feel a little lost, a little hollow. At some point in most projects, we end up down here sanding for a few hours. And what it actually teaches you is humility. You have to take your ego and say, I'm not too good to sand. You just hammer at it till it's actually done. What you learn when you do it for a long time is that every step is really equally important if you're trying to make stuff as well as it can be made. And that's pretty powerful, actually. And when you get to walk all the way around this three-dimensional thing that you've made, it can rattle you a bit. And then you have to let it go. And that's kind of an important thing, to be finished with something. It takes a tremendous amount of work to make something that ends up looking very simple. All of the success really in a piece for us is in its proportions and its design. We don't get to apply moldings. We don't get to put on any details after the fact that cover up the work that we've done, and we kind of like that. You know, a lot of what we're interested in is exposing the actual structure of the piece. The engineering of the piece is the decoration. And it's critical to us to say, we're making stuff that is beautiful and will last lifetimes, and that is inherently important, because you want to find meaning in what you do. That's what we were talking about. What kind of physical environment do you want to live in, ultimately? It would be great to have a tiny house. It's exactly as big as you need, and everywhere you look in it, everything your eye falls upon is something you love and something you value. And we ended up calling this thesis the No Junk Manifesto. And that's what we live by. And basically the rules are, don't make junk, don't buy junk, don't keep junk. So what we've been trying to do is build permanent objects, things that are going to last well past our lifetime, past our clients' lifetimes,
and that can provide value for people for hundreds of years.